we have Essien. He is the coordinator FCT Driving School. And of course, Drive Right Driving School is his own niche in the driving aspect. Join me as I welcome him to the program. Good morning and welcome, Mr. Essien.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
I hope you are driving us well.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, glad to have you too. Now, with the invention of all these high-tech cars, which somebody can easily pick key, and follow manuals and start driving and lots more. Why do you think driving school is very important in this era?
Well, for now, driving school is very important. The development is still unfolding. But when it gets to a point that you press a button and the car will do everything for you, you won't need to go to learn anything. The manual could tell you what you need to do. But for now, you need to learn how to drive. One of the reasons you need to learn how to drive is that you'll be able to have, your car will be able to have a lifespan longer than if someone who doesn't know how to drive. Because in the driving school, they'll put you through so many things. I mean, for instance, what is the implication of when fuel finishes in a car? The first thing someone will think, the car will stop. But that's not all. If that keeps happening in your car, your fuel pump will have a problem, your injector will have a problem. So a lot of problems will come as a result of not having that knowledge.
Okay.
If somebody attends a driving school, there are core 10 areas that are being treated in every driving school or should be treated in all schools. One of the areas is maintenance of a vehicle, vehicle maintenance. Then even the controllability, that's the driving aspect. It's about just a portion, about 10% of it. Then you have issues like first aid, basic first aid knowledge, knowledge of road traffic signs, road traffic signs and road markings, knowledge of road signs itself, knowledge of use of light signs. You
talked about road signs,
yes.
Having knowledge of road signs, the skills of driving and lots more. So the question now is, what is the first step one should take in learning how to drive when it comes to driving school? Because I'm not talking about learning how to drive on your own, but enrolling in driving school. What are the first steps an individual should take, the first step he or she should take before being enrolled?
Yes, Federal Road Safety have already made some things, basic things on ground. When you get to a driving school and get enrolled, they are going to have a minimum of 26 sessions, which you do, which you qualify to take an exam, and then
minimum of what?
26 sessions.
26 sessions?
Yes.
Wow.
That's within 1 month.
Okay.
You can actually learn, with the technology coming, you can actually learn how to drive within 1 month and get licensed.
Okay.
Now, when you get registered in a school, you are going to have theory classes, getting to know your vehicle, vehicle maintenance, so many things about your vehicle.
Yes.
Which as you go through the lessons, then you now get on the road. Not just on the road, you go to a field, a driving range, which you learn the basics, getting to familiarize yourself with the vehicle, and then you get on the road. The lessons are graded.
Okay.
So from stage 1 to stage 2 and so on, until you are able to get on the road and be able to drive.
Co-Commander Oga Samuel has really spoken at length on this in the previous discussion, as in the discussion before this one. So he has spoken so much on the vehicle maintenance, checking the water level of the car, the oil level, checking the lighting system, the fan belt and the rest. He even gave us an acronym, WOLF, that's WOLF, so that every driver must let that be ringing as like a bell, in their minds before entering the car, every morning, and when you come back also from from before you retire to bed, you also check those things. He has already spoken. I actually want us to really dwell on the learning aspect, the learning how to drive aspect. And you are making a very important point by saying the lesson number one, you have to learn how to enter the car and also how to come out of the car. When you should open your car door when you are highlighting, and when you should also open your car door when you're entering. Not to back the car, but, you know, and to be security conscious, not to be picking calls, you know, all those important points. What other things do you think we can add again?
Okay, one of those things is even the pedals itself.
Okay.
You know, those are the next thing. How do you change your gear? How do you park finally? How do you, when you are stopping a car, how do you stop, for instance, for automatic cars, which is what many people do. When they get to a stop, they just move it to park and they switch off. No. You should take it to neutral.
Okay.
Put your foot on the brake while it's there. Then take your foot off the brake. You will notice the car, the handbrake is now holding the car in position.
Yeah.
Then you now push it to park. Now, if you don't do that, you see a small clearance. It keeps on moving. Your car is being held with the gear. The pinion that is there is small. The weight of the car is now supported with the gear. It ought not to be so. It is the handbrake. And it's also very important that handbrake must always be working in an automatic car. No compromise.
Okay.
Then that is basic, you know, there's what they also call DSSM, in short, DSSSM, the other acronym. When you get into the car, face the door, make sure you secure your door and everyone that is there. The next one is the S, which is your seat, adjust the seat, the headrest, that you can touch your steering. And when you move the car and discover that that setting wasn't okay for you, what you need to do is you park and readjust it to what is suitable. If you don't do that, you may end up having back pain or one of those things, and you will not be able to access.
Be comfortable.
You won't be comfortable to access.
And you see some people, even their chest will almost be on the steering.
Now, if the person's height is not good, it's good to have a cushion for you to elevate, so that you could have proper view of what is doing. And then setting of the mirrors to get rid of, to reduce your blind spot. There's always a blind spot while driving. And so when you set your mirror so that you see a very small portion of your car, small portion of either side, and set your view, that means the blind spot. So any car that you don't miss out in your rear view mirror, you see it on your side view. You know. But one of the other important things now, very important, that people need to know, if you need to have a driver's license, the first port of call to go to is a driving school. Not VIO office.
Not road safety office.
Not road safety office, not VIO office. And somehow, you know, when someone wants a license, where do you go to? It's the road safety that gives the license. So better I go to that place. But we are going we are actually taking a longer route. When you go to driving school and you get registered. As you are registered, you are now registered in the road safety portal. So they know you have registered. They can open their system and know, oh, in social school, we have Peter that is registered. Social school, they know. So every day you are being marked. When you have completed the program, you have now registered for an exam in the driving school. It's a computer-based test. The other exams the individual schools make to ascertain that you're okay. But there's one set by Federal Road Safety. It's a computer-based test. Over about 3,000 questions there. But you do 30 questions in 25 minutes. 25 questions in 30 minutes.
So all these are provisos for getting a driver's license. And well, time might not permit us to continue with this, but this teaching will continue. So because I heard you saying there are about 10 lessons, and we just treated like 3. So we still have 7 outstanding, and we shall continue that in our next edition of the program. Yes, that has been informative and educative on driving. Thank you so much for your insight on this program.
Thank you very much.
Okay.